Hello, guys. Welcome in everyone to our weekly live stream, as always, at 6 p.m. London. It's been a long time for me since last live stream. So we're doing it once a week from last starting from last week. So welcome in. Happy to be here. A couple of updates for the past week that we had. So first of all, it's going to be our um, the one before the last day of the batch, which is today. It actually already started. Our live stream starts at the same time as the batch, but this is, the live stream cannot be skipped as we have it scheduled for the same time on every week. So today is we're going to have five speakers on the batch. Four of them are going to be general partners from the funds. On the last week, and actually a couple of days throughout the week, we had more speakers and more general partners coming into the batch and talking to us. To startups, we had a pleasure talking to uh, Pantera Capital, to what else? Pantera Capital was one fund. We had Plug and Play. We had I don't remember all the names of the funds, but these are the couple of well-known ones. There are more coming in, like I said, today, and usually how it happens is that they come to our batch where all the startups are. They give their speech, their vision on investments, on what is going on with the industry right now, what companies they're looking for, what valuations they're looking for, what are the check sizes they're giving, and current status of investment, how active they are, how active the industry is, and also their vision on when is the next bull run in investment, crypto investment will start. And different people say different things. Some investors say that they're pretty active right now. Some say that I know a venture capital that is a pretty larger and well-known venture fund, and their last investment was actually in May. But on the other hand, they were an active investment fund, and they have a very large portfolio and a couple of great exits, such as Zoom. That was one of the companies that fund invested in on a very early stage, and actually named Zoom as Zoom. But because of the market conditions, because of everything that's going on with the bear market in crypto, coming recession in US, everybody is kind of putting everything on stop, on hold right now, and waiting for the better time to start investing in startups, especially on early stages. And I'm talking pre-seed and seed rounds. So these are the feedbacks and the messages that we're getting from investors. But at the same time, we every time they come to our office, we have one-on-one sessions with them. So they're looking at our decks, they're looking at our presentations of all the companies that are in accelerator incubator, and they're picking who they want to talk to. And a lot of times, there have been actually 2 out of 2 times they actually did it. Grand Time was one of the companies that they were interested to talk to, and we had really good conversations with both partners. They're saying that they understand what we're doing. They're very interested. They think that there is a future in it, and they're just telling us to hold tight. And the better times are basically going to come soon. Everybody's expecting, hoping it to be beginning of the year or mid of the next year. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes on that. Also, some updates on the Grand Time platform and the user account. I'm checking the activity of the users and new users that are coming into our live stream. I think we're already at over 33,000 users in 117 countries. Our task performance is going up. I see on average 10 to 11,000 tasks done per day, which is great. This is something that is very helpful in fundraising process, when we could show a progress. We can show that our user community is growing, that we are doing more tasks, that we're being helpful to more companies. And this is obviously very appreciated, especially from my side, because I am the one talking to investors. I'm the one presenting our project, and fighting for that, for closing that first round and moving Grand Time forward. So that is a huge help of the community that I really, really appreciate, and it means a lot. Um, from for talking about that, I think that would be it, for today. I don't want to overwhelm with a lot of information. I do want to remind, especially if there are new people that are at the live stream that are listening, I want to remind everyone that if you ask question on the live stream and your question gets announced, you're going to receive tokens for it, just like you do for a task or for a meeting photos or for any other opportunities of how to earn tokens, grant tokens. You can also ask question once it's announced. You're receiving tokens for the announced question on the live stream. That being said, if we have any questions today, Olga, I am ready to answer them, and we will be wrapping up after.
Um, I see only questions from Nikolai Borisov.
Okay.
Rafael, what is the difference between a distributed blockchain database and traditional databases?
To be honest with you, I do not really know, don't have a lot of expertise to this question. Won't be able to answer. Actually, you said the difference between what two?
Between
Distributed and.
a blockchain database and traditional database.
Oh, okay. So basically, the difference is that the blockchain database is something that is decentralized and cannot be, uh, tracked or stolen. I guess it's an open source database. I think that would be the best way to answer this question. Talking about the more centralized databases is is when this information can be shared, can be sold, can be taken by others, or blocked by a central entity. I think that is the right way to answer your question here, but I will check myself more and get back in the chat on answering this. I think I answered right, but I want to clarify, double check myself. If that was and thank you for the question, by the way, interesting question. So I want to say, if that was the only question today that we had, I think we will wrap up the live stream, and I'm going to go back to the badge, and we already have our first partner that already came and already started to give a speech. So I will go ahead and join, see what they're talking about, and I will also try to get in touch with that fund. So thank you guys for joining in today. Thank you for asking questions. Most likely on the next live stream, we're going to have a guest. I'm not guaranteed, but most likely. So I will keep everybody posted, and we'll see you next Wednesday at 6 p.m. London. Also, don't forget, please, admins, we have a meeting tomorrow at the same time. So I'll see everybody there. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.
Thank you, Rafael. Bye bye.